Okay, so this is my first cake. It's actually the second cake that I've ever decorated, but the first one was just horrible and I didn't really want to put that on YouTube. But this is the first one that I did fondant, and it's chocolate cake in the inside, and then it has buttercream icing in between the two cakes, and then it has buttercream icing around it before I place the fondant on top of it. As you can see, there's still some work that needs to be done. Some of the fondant was tearing when I was putting it on. I did take the little roller and kind of went over it just to try to make it look kind of neat, but I need to practice with that also. I thought I'd do Easter for my son. He's 2 years old, so he liked the bunny. What I thought was hard about it was the fondant. I made the marshmallow fondant from scratch, and that was pretty tricky for me. I either had the fondant getting too stiff, I guess you would call it. It was breaking apart and kind of flaking. It wasn't really stretching, it would just break. So then I would try adding water to try to get it back to being thicker, but then that would just make it too sticky. So it kind of took me a while to try to find a middle ground. Also, I had problems trying to figure out the right icing. My first cake that I did, the icing was, I guess, too thin, so you couldn't really see any of the petals or anything. So I had to try to play around with that to try to make it stiff. And I got this Wilton Course 1 Decorating Basics. And I was reading about that, and it talks about like how to find the stiff, medium, or thin. That helped out a lot, and it helped out also adding the salt to kind of take away the sweetness because it was kind of overbearing. That's just my basic tip sets that I have right now that I used on the cake. I do use the Wilton gels, color gels. These are the colors that I used on the cake. Other than that, my husband got me the deluxe practice board, and I'm going to be using that, so hopefully my next cake will have a little bit better piping done to it. Okay, well that's it for today. Hopefully the next cake that I post will be a little bit put together than this one. Thank you.